Hey guys, welcome to Pure Online. My name is Jess. So this is just a short meditation, and it's a meditation that I often use with my students and even my coaching clients to realign with your best self. So that said, before we get into it, just find any comfortable seat. The idea with meditation is that you do want to be ideally upright so that one, you don't fall asleep, and two, so that there's a nice flow of energy up through the center of the spine, the central axis of the body, keeping you a little more alert and aware, a little more deliberate. So this meditation will be more of a visualization, but we'll start out with a little bit of breathing and a little bit of priming. So once you've found that comfortable seat, you can rest your palms in your lap. Any position is fine. And if you're finding right off the bat that there's any struggle to sit up tall, you can either shimmy back so that you're up against a wall, or you can slide a pillow or a cushion underneath of your seat. So once you're settled, the eyes can fall closed, or you can leave them just a sliver open, whatever feels more natural for you. And we'll start with just a little bit of really simple breath work. So this is what we call the 3-part breath. And just like it sounds, we're going to be breathing in and out in 3 parts fairly seamlessly. So as you inhale, filling the very bottom of your lungs, the belly, moving up into the mid-lungs, and then finally up into this upper third of the section that does the breath work in the body. So not just the lungs so much as all of the accessory muscles, the whole region in which the breath takes place. So you're inhaling the belly, the mid-lungs, the upper lungs, and then exhaling back the way you came. So upper lungs empty, mid-lungs, and belly. Feeling the navel move back toward the spine as you exhale. And we'll just go like this for about another 90 seconds. And don't overthink this part. Ultimately, you are just feeling your inhale and your exhale coming in 3 parts, without straining, without trying to make a really deep or long breath. Just using this tool to become more conscious of the breath, to start to bring your attention into your body. It's starting to shift the energy. Whenever we sit down for meditation, we move from a very externally projective state of being, and we start to make this transition to a much more internally reflective place, but it can take a little bit of time. So we use the breath as sort of a warm-up or a primer for meditation. So just taking a few more rounds like that. Inhaling to fill the belly, the mid-lungs, the upper lungs. Exhaling, emptying upper, mid, all the way to the lower part of the rib cage, the belly. And then just letting go of this tool and starting to call to mind something in your life that you desire, something that you are working towards, something that you aspire to, something maybe even that you wish to let go of, but something that is relevant to where you're at in your current life, something timely. And for the sake of this meditation, just choosing one thing for simplicity's sake. And I want you to start to envision your life with this goal having been attained, with this obstacle having been overcome. So whatever it is that you desire, now you have it. And I don't want to use this meditation as a place of planning how do you get what you want, but imagining that all of that is done and that you're there and you're living the life where you have this this thing, whatever it might be, whether it's a relationship or it's a shift in your physical body, your health, your career. So I'll give you a few moments just to get really clear on what is it that you want and starting to envision what does life look like once you've got it. And the key with this is to really focus on images and ideas that make you feel good, make you feel like you might even want to smile. So it might be simple details like the clothes that you're wearing, where you're going, who you're with. Even more subtle, more nuanced aspects like the way that you move your body, the way that you sleep, the way that you digest your food, sort of your energy, your tone, the quality that you bring with you through everything that you do. So the assumption here is that you are feeling pretty satisfied, feeling content, feeling accomplished, grateful. So envisioning how you approach things from this stance of appreciation, of gratitude, confidence perhaps. From the little to the big things. And the more detail you can conjure, the more potent this meditation becomes. If you're having trouble finding specific details, zoom out a little bit. Go for more general, go for the aspects of this imagery that are really easy to access, that are really obvious in the sense that they are pleasing, desirable. So we don't want to get too analytical here, but simply using your imagination to conjure up a picture of your best self, your most vibrant, most elegant, most patient self, whatever qualities you feel would really bring you up to that place of elevation. And ultimately what you want to get at is an image, being able to distill all of this visualization down into just a picture of yourself, your best self, your posture, your breathing, your outfit, where you are, who you're with, and even things like the way that you're being perceived, the way that you're being received. The look on your face, the tone in your voice. Give you a few minutes here just to be quiet, to be still with this. Possible that as you go, the mind will sort of do that yeah but thing, that doubt, that voice that makes excuses. So we want to use the meditative muscle to veer away from that analysis, that doubting, The idea behind this is that the law of attraction, or the universe, or the forces that be, whatever you want to call it, this sort of higher intelligence doesn't actually know the difference between something that you're imagining in your own head and something that you're looking at, something that is real. So the more we can start to imagine the things that we truly desire and start to move ourselves emotionally into those feelings, the more we start to put out a different kind of energy, the more we can start to attract the circumstances and the people and the opportunities that really match with our highest wants and desires. And it does take practice. For whatever reason, as humans, we are tending in the direction of doubt, especially when it comes to ourselves and what we deserve, what we're capable of. So you can really think of this kind of practice as a muscle building the mental musculature that you would need to be able to take the attitude, take the stance of your best self, even in a circumstance that maybe doesn't line up with exactly what you want. We're sort of getting out in front of the circumstances, the conditions, and choosing how we show up, sometimes in spite of all that's going on around us. So last 5 minutes or so, I want to have you do everything that we just did over again. So starting back from scratch, calling to mind that thing that you want. And the reason that you want that thing that you want is because you think you'll feel a certain way once you have it. So how is it that you think you'll feel? And how does that look on you, as you, when you feel that way, when you feel that confidence, when you feel that alignment, that gratitude, that harmony? How do you move? What sorts of choices do you make? What do you say yes to, and what do you say no to? How are you sleeping? How are you eating? How are you speaking? How are you listening? How are you dressing? How are you caring for yourself? How are you with yourself when there's no one else around? And by now you're likely starting to conjure up this very feeling that you desire. So ultimately it's this ability to be able to call up this feeling on command. Not because something has happened to give you this feeling, but because you know the value of it. Because you know that the more you feel like this, the more you'll attract reasons to feel like this. So it's sort of backwards from what most of us think, that we'll be happy, that we'll be satisfied when X, Y, or Z finally happens. And those things that we want to happen, that we want to attract, tend to have a much easier time locating us when we take the initiative to feel good. Ultimately, it's about feeling good. So last couple of minutes, any of the images, any of the ideas from this meditation that made you feel really good, that really made you want to smile, made you feel enthusiastic or excited, coming back to these pictures. Coming back to this vision, this image of yourself, just standing there with that outfit, with that look. Standing in your light, with a sense of ease, with just a hint of a smile on the face, approachable, receptive, radiant. your last few moments just to kind of log this in, imagining that you could memorize it, sort of like a muscle memory. Setting an intention to call up this feeling as often as you can, whether things are going well or not so well. If you'd like to linger in this meditation a little bit longer, by all means feel free. You can let the video run out and just slowly make your way back to reality. Thank you again for practicing. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.